Okay, so all I'm trying to do is make a video. My allergies are kicking in. Everything was fine 5 minutes ago. I was happy. I was making a video on my phone. And then my battery ran out. Just like, oh my god. This day is just turning out to be shit. Everything was fine, and then all this shit started happening. Okay, so let me back up. Oh my god, my allergies are just... Okay. And then I'm out of coffee. So I'm actually, you know, I'm making a vlog. I'm recording on my laptop, and this should not stop. And all I want to do is record a vlog. I'm not asking for much. Like, people do this all the time, right? Alright, so my allergies are just... And then I look like hell on this camera. I don't know why it looks like so bad on this camera. Alright, I'm gonna stop complaining. Let me just eject this drive. I don't want anything getting in the way here. Alright, sorry. I'm not crying. I'm just allergies. Like, fuck. Alright. I was talking about why I'm doing these karaoke videos. And then I got a phone call. And there's a power outage at work. And then I got through that. I started recording again. And then I got off on a tangent about a movie that I was watching. And then my battery ran out. And I can't, you know, I can't do it because these are charged. You know, my allergies are... And yeah, it's almost time to go to work. So, let me just start over. So, I was inspired to buy a guitar based on a movie that I watched. Long story short, in the movie, the main character, Marjorie, this movie's called Marjorie Prime. The main character had learned how to play the violin at some time in her life. And she was a mother. You know, she got married and had two children. And she was a mother. And she learned how to play the violin. And one of her children tragically died when, I guess, he was a kid. And so the movie was, you know, that was part of the story. But anyway, her learning to play the violin was just a tiny little part that she discusses about her life. And I thought to myself, you know, we're not born to play musical instruments. And you can think, oh, you know, this person has talent, that person has talent. And maybe we're born with a certain amount of talent. But it's not a specific talent of, oh, he's a talented guitarist. Usually the person taught them or learned it and worked very hard to become a good guitarist. The talent comes from persistence, maybe intelligence, and also if you're born into, you know, a good family that allows you the opportunities in order to do that kind of activity. So, these allergies. I didn't do music very well in school. In public school, they always introduce you to everything just to see where you're at, what do you like, what you're good at, and I thought it would be fun, and I joined a music class. I guess I was in a music class. Everybody's in the music class. And I played the recorder. And I had this toy that had colors and numbers. And then you had a book that just went by colors and numbers, and you can play a song. And this is nowhere near a musical instrument. I mean, maybe they called it ABC, you know, musical notes, but it was electronic, you know, I mean, nothing at all like a guitar or anything. Nowadays, they've got this video games with guitars, but again, they're not that close. They make it really easy, and you're not really learning the musical instrument. You're just learning how to play that game. So I never really thought I was musically talented. I played the recorder, which is just like a flute, but it's not a flute, real basic, and I just knew that the recorder is not, you don't go see a symphony orchestra and you don't see anybody playing a recorder. So I just thought it was a dead-end instrument, and everything else intimidated me. But now I didn't know anything about music, and I didn't want to try it. And there were already kids who were already, you know, they were in marching band and stuff. And I was like, oh, this isn't my thing. So, this is going to be a terrible video. It turned out to be a terrible video, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't have time to do it again. Anyway, I wanted to play the guitar. I really like music, and I really like the sound of the guitar. Yeah, I think the guitar is my thing. I love the sound of other instruments too, and I even thought to myself, maybe I could learn how to play the violin, because I love the violin. I guess, but I don't see myself playing it. And violins, it's almost like to really play the violin, you have to play in a group, because it's one component of a larger picture. The guitar is very much an instrument that can go solo at any time. And you can play it in a band, of course, but it can be a solo instrument. It could be a headlining instrument. Violin, not so much. So, going back to the guitar again. So I had this tutorial that I had bought at a yard sale. It wasn't something I was looking for at the time. I just found it in $5. And it was at my mom's, so I brought it home. And I said, well, when am I going to do this? If not now. So I looked online and was looking for used instruments, but there isn't usually a selection of good instruments, and then you have to drive to somebody's house, and I just wouldn't want to go through all that trouble. And I just was shopping around and Googling online, and we never used to have so many resources of information. Now you can look at reviews and tutorial videos and review videos, and so many people discussing their purchase. And with all the information, I kind of narrowed it down, and I didn't look at every single guitar, but I narrowed it down to my budget, which is under $150. I'm a very low budget person, and so there's a company, I guess relatively new, I don't know, they have a whole line of guitars, both low end and high end, called Orangewood, which I never heard of before. The name of that company, I wouldn't have named it that. It's kind of strange, but the guitars are not made of orangewood. They're made of mahogany, you know, traditional woods. They're traditional acoustic guitars. I think they have some acoustic electrics. I didn't really look, but I was watching some YouTube videos. There's so many videos that I could watch, and one guy was like, let me kind of test out all these low-end guitars and see how good they are. And of course he's a professional musician, so he just played them, compared them, 20 different aspects of the guitar, how they're built, how they sound, things like that. It was really informative. A lot of stuff that I never knew before, so you learn so much about that. And so I picked out so he had demoed an Orangewood. It was a different model than the one I bought, because of my budget. So I went to their website and looked at the reviews, and I looked at more reviews, and it was $135, and it comes with a case, and it's brand new. And by being brand new, it has brand new strings, which is which to me is half of the instrument, because if you get a used instrument and you find that you need to buy strings, and we've done this before, you end up paying, they're like $10 a string if you're lucky. So you could pay $100 for new strings easily. So then I had a bag, and so being a brand new guitar with a brand new bag, you don't have, you know, dust, smells, you know, somebody's been touching it, whatever. And not that I'm a germaphobe or anything at all, obviously. I got like 6 cats, so, and a dog, so, oh God, I have to edit all this sniffling out because of my allergies, but I, you know, conveniently ordered it with a PayPal payment plan, and it's arriving on Thursday, FedEx. It's just going to be a cardboard box. Luckily, I don't have people stealing stuff from my porch. And then it's probably going to come in while I'm at work. And I won't be able to unpack it until I'm all done with homework, because I got so much homework. And I just wanted to kind of talk about, was it just kind of not something that I planned for this week. Lord knows I got so much to do this week. It's ridiculous, and I don't know if I'm trying to distract myself because I'm stressed out. I had to clean the house, and I got homework and stuff. So on top of the distraction, I decided to go ahead and start singing songs. So I already bought some sheet music, thinking about what I want to play. You know, I obviously have to learn how to play the guitar first, but you can easily teach yourself a song immediately, because all you need to do is learn the chords, and some songs are just 4 chords repeated, and if you know the words to the song, you just do it. And I'm just looking forward to that. It's kind of a simple pleasure, and this video is way too long for as simple of a pleasure as it is, but also it's kind of a big deal too. Like I said, the significance of this is just me stretching my wings into something that I've never done before, which I think everybody should do. You know, sometimes I think you get bored and you're stuck in a rut, and everything is kind of the same old thing every day. And you gotta keep going, you gotta keep learning, and I know I'm getting older and set in my ways, and I don't like a whole lot of changes. Like, I used to fantasize about moving to the coast and things like that, and that idea is getting less and less as the years go by, and maybe someday I will, but that's not something that's high on my list anymore. Playing the guitar and singing along with my songs, even if I can't sing, can transport me into a different place. Also, I guess I get bored. I really just get bored, and I need to, like, do different things, and even if it's in my mind, if I'm singing a song that's gonna transport me to a different place, a different story, you know, I highly recommend this kind of thing. You know, I don't know if, like, the average American is stuck in front of the TV and they don't realize what they're doing is they're just transporting themselves to a different place, to relax, to meditate, to do something different. But there's other things you can do besides watching TV. And I do watch a lot of movies, but there's only so many movies you can watch, I think. Then you start to see kind of the same thing over and over. So, I wonder if my phone is charged. I'm really looking forward to getting the guitar. I'll go ahead and videotape the unpacking, but I won't be able to unpack it until I'm done with all of the things that I have to do. And then when I do, I'm going to start learning, and I'm going to videotape everything just because I can, just because it's fun, something different. And like I said, I know that I don't have that special voice. You know, people can be born with a really special voice, and then they're the ones who should be making records. I don't have that kind of voice, but I have the heart of the song inside of me. I hope that I can express the heart of the song, and that's my goal. And then it's just, you know, obviously cover songs. I don't have plans to write my own songs. Maybe I can. I don't know, actually. So I'm not gonna, like, you know, say I'm not. I mean, never say never, because you don't know what you're gonna do. So it's as simple as that. It's just a new activity, something I had been thinking about for a long time. I don't mean to, like, put out garbage things that, and I don't mean to make you listen to my songs and tell me that I'm good, and I'm not gonna think that I'm good when I'm not. Like, I actually can hear myself. I watch the videos and I can hear it, so I know how it sounds. So, but at the same time, the goal for me is to have fun, so I'm not going to be down on myself. I'm actually quite impressed that I've come this far. And when I first recorded, the very first time I started singing, I don't remember the last time I sang in the shower or anything like that. And so my voice was just complete garbage. It was, you know, rotted food on top of rotted potato garbage in a black plastic bag garbage. And I was like, whoa, you know. And it was funny, really, really funny to me. I just thought it was the funniest thing. And then the second time, just, you know, take number 2, really changed. And then I started reading, you know, how, you know, are you tone deaf, how to check your pitch, how to learn. And it's really this wealth of information that's free out there on the web that talks about how you can do breathing exercises, what you should be doing. You should be drinking a lot of water, things like that, which I don't do. But what you hear now, I think it stands to reason that it's going to get better. And maybe it will actually change the way I talk, which would be really cool. Not that I'm hating on myself or anything, but I have a tendency to hold back when I talk. I want to be able to project better. I want people to listen to me, as we all do, I think, and a lot of that is just to command attention. There's a lot of responsibility on me, not so much on the other person, to pay attention. If I can command the attention, have a good presence, have a better tone of voice. I don't know what people think when they listen to my voice. I don't really like my voice. Some people have complimented me on my voice, that it's a really unique voice. And when you do the online DJ, you're not seeing the person talk because it's through an avatar. I've heard some amazing voices, and I just imagine, what could this person possibly look like? And then you see the picture and it's nothing at all what you think. But the voice itself is life on its own. And even one of my friends has like this most amazing voice that was like, how do you get a voice like that? And you know, you're born with it partially, but also what is your diction, what is your delivery. And the other thing that I think about and listen to is there's actually this YouTuber who specializes, she went to school in historical fashion, and she specializes in this. I think that how she makes a living is, I think she works for a studio, and they design and recreate historical fashion, maybe for the movies or something like that. I mean, there's actually a career. Maybe she works in a museum. I really don't know, actually, but she does have a YouTube channel that's very popular, so she gets income from there. And she hand makes, well, she makes fashion from, you know, the Victorian era, I think several different eras. She makes the fashion as it was traditionally made, talks all about everything about that. And she also speaks in a way that they used to speak back then. And I don't know how she learned it, but the way she constructs her sentences and the way she enunciates her words is different from modern ways, and it's very beautiful, and I like to listen to that. I'm not trying to create a historical way of speaking or anything, but I think there's some improvements I could make. So in doing my karaoke, I don't get drunk or anything like that before I do it, as I don't think I would be able to do it if I did. I've never tried karaoke in a bar, but I'm sure it's fun for people who can sing better than I can. In doing the karaoke, it's about, I listen to this song in my head, and so some of my favorite songs I must have listened to 1,000 times, so it's pretty clear in my head, I hope, the way I remember it, and then I just sing along to that as if it's playing. And so I was kind of surprised when I did the a cappella for Bruce Springsteen's Thunder Road. It's a long song. There are a lot of lyrics. It's not very repetitive because he's telling a story from beginning to end, from picking up Mary at her house to driving away and everything that happened in between. And because he's telling a story, he isn't so much rhyming things as he's laying the story on top of the music, and it's very difficult to sing the song because if you're listening to the music and you're listening to the beat, you think that the words are going to be following the beat, but they don't at all. And he, as the artist, he really laid those words over the music in such a masterful way that it flows. And I can remember the song in my head, but there were moments, there's mistakes that I made when I sang it. So it really just took me a good 2 hours to sing it, and I kept getting tripped up over, you know, some part in the middle where it's actually my favorite part. The part that I got tripped up was my favorite part. And I thought I had it because I know exactly what he's saying, but I couldn't say it myself. And so I had to study the lyrics because in order to get it right, I had to sing and then think about the next line, otherwise I wouldn't, because he follows each line is pretty quickly. He's got to fit some words in there that don't match the beat of the song, so he'll probably put, you know, the first word of the next line is going to be right after the last word of the last line. And so I had to study the lyrics a bit. I know the song, but I had to study it in terms of, as I'm singing, I'm thinking of what's the next line. And so the only way I could do it. And I had to do this like 50 times. I just wanted to get it right. I just couldn't stop until I got it right. It wasn't boring at all. I just could not stop until I got it right. So I was positioning my video too so that I could see the lyrics on the screen. And then I had to scroll. And I had to also start my video. I had 2 different mice, and I messed up. I just kept messing up. Anyway, 2 hours. I didn't nail it. I tripped up, but you probably can't tell where I tripped up. And I tried to avoid cussing when I tripped up, because in the past versions I would just cuss, and I just like, okay, I'm just gonna start over. I just totally, messed up. So the final version that you saw was me avoiding cussing, avoiding the laughing, when I knew it wasn't right. Just the show must go on. And that's how I did. So when I got home last night, I should have been working on some homework, but I just couldn't stop, and I kept going again with more video. My phone is jam-packed and the memory's out, and I ended up just going to bed when my memory was out. But I had had done another song from Lana Del Rey. Keep in mind, I don't sing. I don't know. I guess I'm a soprano. I was in chorus when I was in middle school, but they put me in the back because and the music teacher was amazing singer and a pianist, and she was trying to get me to do notes, and she just ended up putting me in the back. But I'm gonna work on it. I want to hear in my mind and speak. I want it all to connect. But there's another song by Lana Del Rey that I sang. It's not necessarily one of my favorite songs, but I love listening to it, and I should listen to it more because it's an amazing song, actually. It's called Brooklyn Baby, and she's got kind of a lot of low tones. And I can go low, but like my voice is not singy, so I don't know if it sounds very good. But I was able to nail all the high tones. When she got into the high parts, I sang right along, no problem, no effort at all. Even though the fluctuations and everything, because I know the song, that was fun. I erased it because it's not the final version at all by a long shot. Part of what she does that I'm trying to figure out, because I tried it, and the low parts don't sound anything remotely like they should. I'm not necessarily trying to sound like her, but she put in kind of the spirit of the song is a bit. I think she's got her mouth right up to the microphone. I think she's singing very, very quietly, and then that is turning up the volume. I think she's singing almost in a whisper, and then there's some electronic modifications to her voice that you can hear, but it's not an auto-tune at all, So I think there's some electronic modification to her voice, but it's not auto-tuned. It's a little bit of graininess, I guess, something that's on top of it. It's not changing the tone or anything. It's something that's a little bit echoey, and I would never be able to replicate that, obviously. But so if I'm doing this kind of a cappella, it's going to be a different version. But I think she's singing very quietly. And then she's adding an accent, because it's Brooklyn Baby. She's adding kind of this intense New York, Brooklyn accent to it. And at first it's not apparent, but she makes it really apparent in this section of the song where she says, "You don't like the way I said it," and she puts her accent in there, and she it's not her real accent, so she's culturally adopting it, cultural appropriation. In any case, I don't know where she's from, New York maybe. She doesn't have that accent though. So the character in her song is a Brooklynite, and it's a story about a Brooklynite woman. So So naturally, she has that accent in the song. I would like to try to replicate that, but I probably couldn't pull it off. But it's not super important. So there's already, aside from remembering the words, trying to get that whispery sound that she's got. And it's just a different kind of sound. So she's kind of got this like young voice. She's an older woman. She's already in her 30s, but she brought her voice to sound younger somehow. Not so much high pitch, but I guess with the intense accent, the words, it just sounds young. And so she was able to do that. So there's like the two elements of the song that you have to recreate there. Then there's the transitions between the low tones and the high tones that you can't just jump low to high. There's the way she transitions that. I think I can do that. The music plays a huge part in helping her transition though. And she's done this kind of transition with another song called Shades of Blue, I think, where she's got a lot of low singing and then there's a lot of high singing. And the first time I listened to that song, I was like, what is this? This is weird. I can't sing along, I can't dance along, but that's not the point. It's a little bit jarring to listen to a song like that because people don't talk like that. I don't think. And so when you're singing, you would think somebody's gonna sing like they talk. But basically, it's almost like mixing genres. And if you heard a song where somebody has mixed genres within one song, it's a little bit jarring, but you have to think about kind of the context of the album and then what the song is saying. But she's also stretching her pipes, and she also wants to impress people with the quality of her voice. And, you know, there's different things you can appreciate. Different people have different ways of listening to a song, and are looking for different things. So she's just offering up a lot of different things with this song. And I want to sing it because it's a good message. The song is a good message. It's about a young Brooklynite. She's proud of where she's from. Brooklyn historically is a suburb of New York, so it can contain some low income, working class people, and it sounds to me, she doesn't say, but it sounds to me like she's a working class person. She's proud of where she's from. She's announcing where she's from, and here's all the things that make her special. And in the end, in there, she's also talking about her boyfriend, which means she's not married. She's too young to be married. But her boyfriend's in a band. So we don't know a whole lot about her boyfriend, but she is from a working class family, because typically in upper class families you don't hear about anybody being in a band. They hire bands. So now we know generally who she is socially. But she's also she's bragging about her boyfriend being a band. But the song is really about how much she appreciates music. She's got a jazz collection of records that are rare, which it wouldn't be surprising if you're in the suburbs of New York. You have lots of opportunities to collect such a collection, and we all know that vinyl records don't last. So to have a jazz collection, and you know, we're talking these records could possibly be, you know, more than 50 to 100 years old. I don't know how first jazz records. That's kind of what I got out of it. And then at the end she says, yeah, my boyfriend's pretty cool, but not as cool as me. And it's just a message about a woman who's not so much glorifying her boyfriend so much as she's bragging about herself. And I think it's such a good message, I think, for any woman, any young woman, to, even though you're coming from a working class, here's all the good parts, here's all the good things about you. And then you've got this accent that, unfortunately, society puts a lot into your accent, your class, where you live, where you're from. So Brooklyn Baby is on the album called Ultraviolence. Her first album was Paradise, I think. Or Born to Die, I can't remember. I think, no, it was Born to Die. She wrote her first album while she was living in a trailer park, I guess in New Jersey, I think. So you could Google, I guess, her history. She's singing about kind of the American dream. This is kind of a thing that she's been singing about for a while. She obviously sings about relationships, you know, romantic relationships. But a huge common thread is about the American dream. A bit of struggle, a bit of how do I better myself? How do I get out of, I'm in a working class situation. And it's an interesting story arc that goes across several albums. Brooklyn Baby is from the album Ultraviolence, which I think is her third album. Yeah, and I think it's, I can't pick favorites, but it's up there. Top might be my, it depends if I'm listening to it. It's my favorite sometimes. The next album after Ultraviolence is Norman fucking Rockwell. Norman Rockwell is an American painter, as we know. She puts a lot of Americana in there. Americana themes. And her latest album is, oh, and then there was Honeymoon. Amazing album. The song I want to sing from Honeymoon, I think, is Swan Song. I think it'll be pretty complex. It's a beautiful song. I don't think I could pull it off, honestly, because the reason why she pulls it off, because she's got such a beautiful voice, is the song is about her romantic relationship and how in love she's with her man or her partner. And she sings so beautifully, and she's basically saying that she wants both of them to retire so that they can spend more time together. Stop working and spend the rest of their lives together. That's what the song is about. But she's singing so beautifully, and then she sings, and I'll never sing again, because she wants to retire. And that makes the song like, oh my God. But the lyrics are also, it's a beautiful love story. And she just wants to grow old with her guy. And they want to stop working and spend more time together. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that one off. And then Amy Winehouse, I don't know, it just popped into my YouTube and I just started. You Know I'm No Good. I recorded that last night, first time, and it's not good enough to post. So, her voice is amazing. And then she pulls an accent, another kind of New York accent in there, which just makes it so much richer. The song is a little bit racy, so it's not something that I can pull off. I'm not going to be able to pull it off. It's just like, not with a lot of practice. So, but she just nailed it. Some of her songs are kind of sad and tragic, so I'm not in a rush to. I love listening. I thought maybe I could do Valerie. Maybe Valerie, but Valerie's such, I mean, these are just world-class songs. It's not something I can just pull off immediately. And then this morning, you see my kitty? This is Boeing. He loves to give me hugs. Okay, so this morning, I was looking at her new Lana Del Rey's new album, which is called he sees himself. Chemtrails Over the Country Club. I listened to a music reviewer on YouTube. She's been doing this about 3 years, and she reviews every album, like pop albums, I guess. She doesn't do country. She does just pop, mainstream pop. And she says Lana Del Rey's album, Norman fucking Rockwell, is her best album. And it's good. I guess I haven't listened to that album as much as the other one, so I think Ultraviolence might be my favorite. Anyway, so we've got Chemtrails of the Country Club just dropped yesterday, maybe day before. I knew I had listened to some of the singles, but so the first song off that album is called White Dress. It really impressed this reviewer that I mentioned. Really impressed her. She said she's got better. This reviewer is a huge fan of Lana Del Rey, so when she says she got better with that song after, I don't know, 5 albums now, 6 albums, then I listened to the song again because I'm like, like I said, I listen to what critics say. I was singing that song this morning, and it's probably my 4th or 5th listen. And I'm saying this because I don't know if anybody does this, but if you listen to the song after a few times, you start to understand what it means. Some people can get it right away, I don't know. And I thought to myself all these things that it means, and I was like, wow, what an amazing song, what an amazing story. I can't sing like Lana Del Rey. Okay. I was a waitress in a white dress. I was only 19. And she's recalling kind of when she first started out in life, and she had her own job. Nothing against being a waitress, but she was independent. She had her own money, and she says, "Look how I got this." And she's singing about how confident she is. She was remembering in the past. And could be a bit of a tragic song if you think about it, but maybe not. I think it's a thought that all of us have is, am I as good now as I was when I was 19, And you miss that time when you didn't have all these bills and the debts and everything. Even though I have a house, which is great, it's so quiet here. Nobody bothers me. But when you're 19, you don't have any of this stuff. And then at the same time, it's a bit more freeing. So this song, I might try it. I might work on it for a while. I'm just letting you know. It's a story about, and it's. I think it's something that everyone thinks about. So I don't want people to think that I'm trying to be 19. But I have an appreciation for this song. So it's the first song off of Chemtrails Over the Country Club. Another song by Lana Del Rey. I love all of the songs, but another one that I might try is Venice Beach. Or Venice Beach. And I can't even recall any of the words, but it's pretty sassy. I like that one. Okay, enough about Lana Del Rey. So let's go to the Pretenders. I have like their entire discography. Chrissy Hynde has the most amazing voice. Just listening to her live, she doesn't need auto-tune at all. She plays guitar, acoustic guitar, electric guitar. She sings, she fronts a band. Super talented. can't say enough about Chrissy Hynde. I want to try the Chain Gang. I want to do Don't Get Me Wrong. I did record Don't Get Me Wrong last night. I don't remember if I deleted it. I think I did. Don't Get Me Wrong is a very playful song, and when I'm struggling to sing and know the words and struggling, it doesn't come across very well, so it's not worth posting that one. It's beautiful lyrics. I love it. Absolutely love it. Middle of the Road is probably my favorite song from them, but this is a rock song. I don't think it's going to go well with acoustic unless I change it a lot. And then it would be changed, and then it's not the same song. So, and then I, right before my memory went out, I was going with a D. Antwoord rap from Yolandi Visser, which stands out in all of my songs, my entire collection. Her rapping stands out above. It's really hard. Between Cardi B and Yolandi Visser, I need Yolandi to put out more stuff. She just doesn't have enough stuff out, so she could easily dominate. I don't think that's what she's about, though. And they do have stuff out, but you know, she's with D. Antwoord, so it's always her and Ninja, the two of them together. But when she raps, oh my gosh. But she's not about, like, she's got a completely different background than Cardi B, so it's not even comparable. Apples and oranges, you can't compare it at all. Okay, so like Cardi B, like, I'm not trying to do any kind of rap over my acoustic guitar. I guess I'm just mentioning it. As far as not a guitar, but as far as just karaoke is concerned, I'm gonna try. Like I said, the karaoke is part of speaking. I'm gonna try to do some Yolandi Visser and Cardi B. And I'm going to be selective about what I post, because a lot of the Cardi B is explicit lyrics, which I have an appreciation for, but maybe other people don't. And I love listening to some of it. Some of it I have to be in the mood, but I think Cardi B is kind of on the top as far as rap is concerned. Now, going back to acoustic guitar, I think Melissa Ethridge stands out as far as being a guitar player, singer, songwriter, singer also. And I don't have any of her albums, and that probably is a real shame. I just never really thought about it, I guess. So I think I'm going to go ahead and acquire some of that. As you can see, there's a lot to explore. I don't know. I'm not going to stick to a specific style as far as the guitar goes. Like, I'm not trying to become an expert in, I'm not trying to do country music, any specific genre. And my goal is not to do open mic night or anything like that. I think it would take years before I even attempted something like that. I think it would be fun if that's where it led me, but at this point I don't know where it's going to lead. At this point it's really just, I can just post it on YouTube, or play in front of my mom, because she doesn't get that kind of exposure to live music, and she might like it. So I might try to learn songs that she's familiar with. I think she would like that. Somewhere Over the Rainbow or something like that. Some Judy Garland. I don't even know how you would apply acoustic guitar to any kind of big band stuff, but I guess that's something I can explore. Alrighty, so I guess that's all I have to say. This is really, really long. This is an hour. I'm going to try to make it shorter next time. Thank you for listening. Bye.